This is your first joint Christmas album?
Mm-hmm. And really, what we wanted to do was, in a way, just celebrate on a project. You know, most of it are earlier recordings, but we've never put anything out together. And now we've done over 100 Christmas shows at the Ryman. And those evenings are just us going back and forth. And we thought, well, we should just have a Christmas record, and nostalgic doing it in vinyl the way we do these Christmas shows, because we've done many, many Christmas shows. You know, there's a new version where we're both singing on Till the Season Comes Around Again, and then one brand new Christmas song. But the whole point of it was just Christmas is so much a part of really our only consistent performance together, and feels like such a Nashville coming together. It's a beautiful way to spend time with people you love and want to celebrate the Christmas season with. And so we were just trying to kind of use songs that we do at the Ryman and take what we already have and create something that is reflective of what we do every year.
Very cool. Tell us about the new Christmas song.
The brand new one, When I Think of Christmas, is a song that was written, that was initially recorded by Matt Maher. Matt said, hey, would you come? I'm working on a Christmas record. Will you come listen? And I said, yeah, do you just want me to go like, fantastic, fantastic, he's a great writer, or do you want me to say anything back? And he said, no, I want your input. And I listened to that song and I said, well, you shot yourself in the foot with that killer second verse. And he said, what do you mean? I said, everything needs to come up to that. And he said, well, will you go write it? And so he just invited me into an existing song. And then he sang it and did a wonderful, big production of that song. But music is, the great thing about music is it's a shared experience, but it's also very private and personal. And so a song can have two completely different lives. One is the big rah, you know, everybody's in it together. I always go, how would this sound if I were just singing it for an audience of one? And Christmas especially does have those moments of togetherness, but also at the end of the year, everybody always kind of does an assessment. What faces do I miss this year? What is the future going to look like now? It's kind of the best and worst of everything, like life all the time. Anyway, so we just took it a different production route, and it's sentimental, and I get pitched Christmas songs all the time.
You do.
And this would be great to record, and I'm like, oh my, I'm sort of embarrassed that I've made 4 Christmas records already. This compilation is the 5th. And but that song that Matt wrote, it's special.
It feels like it when you hear it. More than, I mean, it sounds like it, but it feels like it. Like you can feel it like inside when you listen to it.
I like hearing that.
That's true, that it's lovely. Talk about how you landed on the other songs for this record. There's lots of Christmas songs. You've done this residency 15 times now.
Yes.
You've sang a couple Christmas songs over the years. Like,
Right.
Are there stories attached to the ones that you chose?
Well, a lot of mine are original, and I mean, Vince makes everything sound fantastic. He is a modern day crooner, and we were trying to pick songs that reflected what we did in the live show. And so if somebody came to a Ryman show, and they wanted to say, oh, I want to remember how this evening felt, we wanted what was on that record to be reminiscent of the evening.
So going into, is this at season 15? That's 15 times that you've done this. What keeps you coming back to the Ryman at Christmas?
I love the history. I love the history of the evening, the history of the Ryman. You've said it many times. It was built as a church house and a place where soulful things happen, and those evenings feel soulful to me. It's beautiful to have slowly built a tradition in our hometown. And, you know, like every year sometimes we'll say, should we be done with this? Like, where's the 35, 40-something-year-old who wants to step up and do this? but like nobody's stepping up yet. And so we go, well, I guess we're still holding the baton. But we just try to take it just one season at a time. And it still feels like our time to be doing this.
I don't think anybody's going to step up and say, you know what, I'm going to take this away from Amy and Vince. It's my turn now. Y'all, I don't know that's going to happen. It's like you started a family tradition that you share with Middle Tennessee.
I love hearing it like that.
You know, it's like, what are your favorite memories? Do you have favorite memories from the years doing that show?
I feel like I'm doing all the talking.
Well, way more interesting.
Well, a couple of years ago, Jason Barton's one of the singers, and he's sung almost every one of those residencies, and he had a horrific head injury. An engine exploded in front of him, and and I went to see him in the ICU, and I knew he needed to hear things that I had needed to hear after the accident when I was in a recovery situation. And I just said, we got your spot, and it's going to take a while, but nobody's going to fill your shoes at Christmas time. And that year, whew.
When he came back, it was awesome. Yeah.
And, you know, he was just like holding hands of the other vocalists. And recovery, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's from addiction, from an accident, from sadness, from any kind of loss. And life is all about recovery. It just is. And just how we can be there for each other. And to me, Jason on that stage was like, it just represented so much. And we've had like busloads of people brought in from different communities, maybe that had a hurricane or a tornado, or I mean, it's just, and sometimes last year, I can't remember what it was, but we took a portion of all the tickets and made a gift. Oh, it was in honor of the man that started Room at the Inn.
Yeah.
And that was just like, what a Nashville
Charles
tradition. Yes.
Yeah.
And so it does feel like family. You know, all of us from Nashville, Middle Tennessee, we experience hardship and challenges, and it's great to show up for each other.
For sure. When you do new tours every year, people think about, how am I going to change it this year? How am I going to make it different? But with Christmas, I feel like it goes both ways. They're like, this is a tradition and we're going to do it the same way every year, or we have to change it and make it different so people keep coming back. Like, how do you approach the Christmas show?
I mean, we try to revamp it. One thing that people love about Christmas, as you said, is familiarity.
I mean, you think about it, we've sung these songs now for over 30 years. That spirit of familiarity is in us, just as much as it, you know, we heard all these songs growing up, but we've also sung them half our lives. And with repetition comes memories and thoughts, and it's just remarkable how, you know, some of these old songs are so relevant every time you sing them, you know, and they're beautiful, and they have the longevity they have because they were so great. I can't even fathom doing a Christmas show and not singing "Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire." It just wouldn't feel normal. So to me, there's so many of them that you have to do, and not because you don't dread having. You look forward. You know, I look forward to singing that song every time I sing it because it's a really cool crooner song, and it's fun to sing. I want people to think it's Frank Sinatra up there singing those songs. You know. I want to sing it like that. I want to sing it authentically. I don't want to sound like a country guy singing "Chestnuts Roasting on a Fire," you know. So authenticity is the key to me, to all things musical that matter.